Omaha's news leader, chronicling the stories and people making a difference in our community. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Good morning, I'm Julie Cornell. We're talking about public transportation in Omaha. Buses cover 100 square miles. It seems everybody has something to say about it. Last month, I parked my car for a week and I used the bus and walked or asked friends for rides. Lots of people chimed in about public transit. People complain that buses run empty or they don't travel to places where they're needed, especially in the north and south. And there's a move to improve that. We're going to talk about that further this morning. First, here's the big picture. Metro has 26 routes and more than 2,000 bus stops. For folks who rely on it, it's their lifeline. In 2024, Metro provided more than 3.2 million fixed route rides and 85,000 paratransit trips. But historically, compared to our peer cities, Omaha Metro spends less than our sister cities on transportation per capita. The newest numbers, Omaha spends about $43 per person compared to Des Moines, $61, St. Louis, $134, and Minneapolis, $142. So one answer to expand service is called microtransit. Omaha's Sherwood Foundation is funding a pilot program to send vans to places within zones in Omaha where buses don't travel, and then take folks to mainline bus stops. KETV Newswatch 7's Eddie Messel explains.
The microtransit pilot program will allow riders to request trips through a mobile app or a phone call, and a van will pick you up near your location and drop you off closer to where you want to go.
What's really great about microtransit, it really helps to expand the impact and the benefit of your existing transit system by really extending that reach to more people.
That includes people like Tina Hernandez, a mother of 5 whose closest stop is 12 blocks from her home.
I have a toddler, she's 2, so like bringing her out in the cold, going block to block it's hard.
The logistics, like the hours of the service or how much it will cost, are still up in the air. That's why the community's feedback over the next week is so important.
This is the public's opportunity to weigh in and help shape this project. The idea is it would be a 3-year pilot project that will give us a chance to really test out some new technology and a new service type in the region.
The program is testing 3 proposed zones in North, South, and West Omaha. The rideshare will be able to take you to stops within that zone, but will not travel out of the zone. Instead, you would be taken to the closest bus stop to get you to another zone if needed.
Microtransit can really help connect people in those areas and then bring them into the larger fixed route network.
I take the bus all the way to 138th and Q's every day, and then sometimes on 90th and Maple, so going bus to bus actually costs a lot instead of stopping at a stop that you have to require to walk 12 blocks, so that'll help better.
Eddie Messel reporting there. So microtransit will happen in Omaha this year. There'll be an app to order your ride. You might even be able to take that van directly to your desired location. It's an upgrade that Metro CEO Lauren Sensick is very excited about.
Microtransit is a pilot project that we're going to be trying, really looking at a new way to connect people, places, and opportunities. Our Metro's Board of Directors just recently approved a contract with a contractor, so we're looking to bring microtransit here to Omaha in the next couple of months.
So these are accessible mini buses?
Yeah, so there can be done in a number of different ways. We're going to be starting using really minivans type size vehicles. So they'll be much smaller than we're used to. And we're going to have a portion of them that are going to be retrofitted with a lift for somebody with a mobility device will be able to use them. And they will be traveling around, connecting people all throughout the different zones we're proposing.
That's amazing. So I can sign up on the app. I can get my ride to whatever bus stop I need to go to within my zone?
Yes, so the way microtransit works is it really helps kind of create that last mile connection to and from bus stops. So really also helps fill in those gaps in some of those areas that are really hard to serve by a regular fixed route service. So
this is what people have been asking for, right? Yes. Give me access.
Absolutely. And there's just some parts of town that are really hard to serve by a regular route, just the way the street network is put together. And so this really fills in some of those gaps in between those connections. You'll be able to get on the app. Each one's going to be a little bit different. In some cases, it might take you the whole time on microtransit, but in most cases, it's really going to help make that transfer between the fixed next route and get that last part of the trip.
It sounds really convenient. I love the idea that it's a public-private partnership. I saw that Sherwood Foundation is involved in the pilot program.
Absolutely. We're very grateful. We have wonderful partners led by Sherwood that are just helping make this project possible and a success. It's a pilot, so we get to use this opportunity to learn more about the service, see where it fits best in Omaha, and really get to play a little bit and really kind of be more innovative and creative than we generally do without partnerships like this.
I gotta say, after going a week without a car and riding public transit, people are hungry for this. They want more, they want better connections, and this personal service will really add to that. I was looking through your Metro Next plan, which is the long-term plan, and it's calling for more orbit service in certain areas, starting with 24th Street. Is that a possibility?
Yes, 24th Street definitely is a possibility. We're getting ready to launch a formal study right now to see exactly what that'll look like. We're really going to use this study to hear from the community and let our partners and stakeholders know what that should look like. Maybe it'll be just like Orbit, maybe it'll be something a little bit different, but very interested in improving service on 24th Street.
It's funny, Lauren, because I think people think, well, we need service, just plop a bus out there, but you can't do that. Like, for example, Maple Street doesn't have sidewalks. There are a lot of ditches there. You can't just dump a person in the middle of nowhere. So there have to be other pieces in place in order to put a bus on that route, right?
Absolutely. And the walkability part is so important. Nobody's trying to get from a bus stop to a bus stop. So we really need to make sure that we can connect them from their homes and to their destinations with that bus route. And it takes a lot of coordination and planning with different agencies and really trying the best that we can to tie transportation planning, land use planning, and economic development planning together, because that's really where you get the biggest bang for your buck.
It's so much. It's really a holistic approach, right? So transportation spending in Omaha, historically on the lower end, is it looking up? Is it looking better?
We certainly have some ways to go still, but we're very excited with Metro Next and our conversion to a regional authority. We are starting to grow for one of the first times in our history. We've had a very constrained budget, and we're able to add some more service. And through partnerships like this one with Sherwood, we're really getting to fill in those gaps and help meet the needs that are out there.
Omaha, last I looked, spending about $43 per person. Other cities, Des Moines a little bit more, a place like St. Louis, twice that. It takes money, and we're talking property tax levies, right? We get a little portion of that for transportation. Is it hard to bring that up? We need more?
I mean, property taxes are always a difficult conversation. And really, there's lots of different ways that transit can be funded, and every transit agency is a little bit different. So there isn't a one solution fits all. But there really is a lot of information out there about how the return on investment when you do spend money on transit. Not only does it help connect those who are most vulnerable in our community, help them get to school, jobs, but there's studies, even local ones, that return on investment's $2 for every dollar invested in transit. And when you really pair that with more supportive land uses, it's over $4 for every dollar invested.
People in some of the suburbs, Ralston, Papillion, they say, how can we get bus service here? And that has to happen within their communities too, right? Their city councils have to ask for it. They have to approve it.
Yes, so Metro converted to a regional transit authority a few years ago, which means for the first time ever, we can partner with those communities if they have the interest. Our service boundaries are limited to the City of Omaha limits right now, but with the work of the city councils and Metro's board, we can change that when those communities are ready to join our overall network.
Just let you know, right?
Just let me know. I'm ready for the call.
So we have some questions from viewers, and I think we want to bust some of those myths. A lot of them complain, oh, I see empty buses all the time going up and down Dodge Street. That bus is not empty all day. I've been on the bus. There are people on the bus. How do you explain that? I mean, they're running often, right?
They are running very often, and we have different peaks. There are times when you can be on the bus where it is standing room only, and other times where it is lighter. And that changes throughout the day. And really, we find that on public transit, some of those peak periods are different than what you see in kind of traditional peak times. The 8 and 4 o'clock is not as much of a rush time for us. But every day we carry between 10 and 12,000 trips on transit just here in Omaha.
And people are concerned too, like, are you wasting a lot of fuel just driving around? I know it sounds odd, you're a transportation company, but...
Yes. Overall, investing in transit and how efficient we are in terms of moving more people, it really does reduce the overall fuel consumption for our region. But really, we're getting to where people are and getting them to where they need to be. And is hard. There are times when buses aren't full, but we really are carrying a lot of people with those resources.
At the same time, you can't leave someone standing at a bus stop for an hour. You have to have a frequent schedule or they won't use it, and then they'll eventually find a different way, right?
Absolutely. Frequency is one of the most important things you can do in transit. It makes an entirely different experience if the bus comes once an hour than if it comes every 15 minutes. I am one of those people that is perpetually just running a few minutes behind schedule. I'll forget my cup of coffee or something. And if I can only start my car once every 30 minutes, that completely changes my entire life. So frequency just adds so much flexibility and convenience to our users.
Sure. Lauren, look into your crystal ball. What does transportation look like in Omaha 10 years from now?
I think we're going to keep learning from successes. Like, I'm very excited this microtransit pilot's going to be. I see more technology and more innovation and more convenience coming into the system. Just even in the last few years, we've added real-time arrival tracking of our buses and more convenient ways to pay fares with credit cards. We've added things like monthly fare capping, which is an incredible opportunity. So now you get to pay as you go, and when you reach a monthly cap of $55, it'll stop charging you using the UMO account. We always had a monthly pass program, but it was so underutilized because a lot of our riders couldn't come up with that initial upfront cost. And so just having that technology from real-time tracking to ways to pay fare and now microtransit, it's adding so much access to information and convenience for public transportation.
Next on KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle, the film focusing on Omaha's reliance on cars. The filmmaker joins us here in the studio with why he chose this topic and what he learned.